A pleasant good morning to the Federation of St. Kitts, Nevis, to the regional and international diaspora. A good morning. Welcome to today's edition of Island Tea. It is Friday the 13th, a very good Friday. It will be all around the world. I know we have wars and everything going on, but I'm still hoping that Friday the 13th has no significance whatsoever today. Just to remind you, we're being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. We're also on your FM dial at 98.9. Our numbers are our local number 466-0989, in the US 1-305-921-4619, or 1-718-285-6984, in the UK 0333-440065. Good morning, Biff. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm blessed, highly favored, and giving thanks. What about you?
I am doing good, thanks. And to begin today's program, I just wanted to talk about an honor that will be bestowed this morning on the late Ike Truss. I know everybody knows Ike. You gotta love Ike. Ike was quite a helpful guy, a funny guy. In whatever state he was in, Ike was a good guy. May his soul continue to rest in peace, and may the perpetrators, may the Lord work on their heart, and they come forward and say, I did that to Ike, and ask for forgiveness. So today, SCASPA will host the official renaming ceremony of Facility 2 waiting room at the Deepwater Harbor. The space will be officially named the Ike Truss Waiting Lounge, honoring a legacy of service and contribution to the port community. The ceremony will bring together members of the Truss family, government officials, and SCASPA leadership as they begin to recognize and preserve an important part of their institutional history. Now I see everyone in the comments on Facebook who's not saying love this, great initiative. My friend Jowly Davis over there in Florida, she said it was iconic. So that's...
I love that.
Yeah, I hope somebody used that today. So it's iconic, not iconic, but iconic. Someone else said this is a great initiative. I applaud all who were instrumental in making this decision. Someone else said his work has not gone unnoticed. This recognition is a great gesture to Ike and his family. Everybody loves this. Someone says, long live Ike. Somebody says, classy move, respectful act. Somebody said, well-deserved. A thoughtful and well-deserving initiative from the SCASPA team. Ike, a man of the people, served us with reliability, and that is so true. Efficiency, respect, and distinction. I don't know if you had any interactions with Ike, Biff, but when you go to the port, once Ike knows you, he'd be like, yeah, I have your stuff. And he gone and he get your stuff. I know I may not have the good voice, but it's just, Ike was a man for the people, I should say. If Ike was to run for elections, I think Ike would have gotten voted in because Ike was that good.
Yes, he was. He just got on good with people.
Yeah.
And he had a way of cheering you up. No matter how you're feeling, he's going to find a way to get to you and cheer you up. And the way he maneuvered up there. And I don't know if he went up there every morning and said, okay, let me see what packages I have here. Mary is here, Jane is here, whatever. So when he comes and he sees you, he knows where to go and get your package.
And he could even tell you, ain't come yet, come yet.
Exactly.
Or ain't reached down yet. Listen, I adored that man because his customer service was top tier.
Yes.
And he was about the people.
Indeed. And I really support this move.
Yeah, this is something really good.
I think it's a tremendous initiative by the government, the customs department, whatever entity.
SCASPA.
SCASPA. And I compliment big time the person who came up with this idea initially.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but it had to be born somewhere.
Yeah.
And hey, it's a tremendous move. Another thing I was really amazed with Ike is when he's not working, the way he enjoys himself.
Listen.
And by the time he's ready to work the next day.
He's a big professional again.
Yes.
Listen, I could see me at the Chinese supermarket where he normally hung out on Wellington Road, and I will be lifting my my case of Nelson water to take over to my vehicle, and my husband's supposed to be like, miss, let me help you now, let me help. I'll be like, are you good? He said, let me help you, man, give me the thing. And he take the stuff from me, he carry it over something, he tell my husband, she don't want me help. But listen, Ike
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
No
Ike
matter
was
where,
good.
no matter where you see him,
Yeah.
whether it's a Thursday, Wednesday,
Mhm.
Tuesday,
Mhm.
come when the next morning, hey,
I good for
prim and
work.
yeah,
You can't believe. Listen, and the way Ike wore his pants to work too, I used to have to chuckle because he reminded me of Urkel, how high his pants was
mm,
at work and his shirt tucked in. I was like, oh my gosh. When I see Ike, he just made me smile. Even when I saw him sometimes, when he would be, as we would say, a little tipsy, I could be sitting down on the what you call it, the TDC sign in the roundabout up there to go to New Road.
yeah,
I'd be like, Ike is just, and you see the pictures of Ike, and you just be like, Ike is just living life, huh?
yeah, yeah.
But he lived, I think he lived well. He had more life in him. And
Mm,
as I said, I hope one day it rests on the heart of the perpetrator to just come forward and ask for forgiveness and confess to.
that's putting a lot of nice things. I mean, my thinking is a little different.
Mm,
It is bad no matter who it is.
yeah.
However, for something like that, someone like that,
Mm,
it's even worse in my view.
yeah.
Because Ike was an institution, eh?
Yeah.
He was an institution. Like how you have Independence Square.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing, a space.
Ike was a whole mood.
Yes, Ike was that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He really deserved it.
Yeah.
And I hope his family and especially his family, his friends, they really go down. I don't know, will it be streamed?
I don't know. I didn't see
It
that.
would be nice to have that happen.
I didn't see that, but I know the CEO for the port, Miss Adiola.
Mm.
Her last name is not coming to me right now. Let me make sure I get it correctly. I know. Okay, so they have a program. So this is how the program will go. At 9 a.m. call to order. Mr. Kervin Freeman, we know that is, everybody know him as Milo
Milo
Box. National anthem. Then you have an invocation by Sean O'Garo. Then you have opening remarks by Adiola Moore. Yeah, the Moore was eluded me, the CEO of SCASPA. And then you have a tribute by his sister, Miss Paula Lewis. Then you have family reflections, representative of the Trust family and friends. Then you have stakeholder greeting, customs and excise representative. Then you have the official unveiling, the Trust family and SCASPA executive. And then you have presentation of plaque, the SCASPA official. And then commemorative photo taking. We know we need photos for memories because we used to do them before.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
SCASPA, Trust family, and other guests. And then the vote of thanks. And they have the lovely picture of Ike right here at the bottom of all of what's going to happen. So you see Ike in all his glory, and yeah. And Ike always carried himself well.
You might putting it up a little more so our viewers might be able to
Hold on.
to see Ike.
The good old Ike.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
That's
something
Ike.
there, yeah.
So yeah. Everybody knows Ike, man. I'm sure Ike is probably known in the furthest parts of the world. Okay. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Troy.
Good morning, sir.
And
How
good
are you?
morning to your Potencia.
Good morning.
I'm giving thanks for life. Yourself?
Good, thanks.
As per usual, sometimes when it's like a pattern, in the drier month, we get these morning showers and otherwise, but I noticed this pattern. We have been getting these brief showers at morning time, and it's all good for us because it was getting dry. So the greenery started to unfold again. I listened to, I got a better gist of the joy of some of what the Prime Minister said, and it seems as if in terms of the SSZ, there's going to be a parliamentary sitting where some amendment is going to be done to that SSC legislation. In terms of, according to a caller and the response from the Premier of Nevis, Premier Matt Brantley, Premier Matt Brantley was of the view that here it is, you have this thing that is being presented through the Prime Minister as the Premier has signed off on it. And I don't know if it's because the Premier is signatory to it, why he's of the view that it should go through as opposed to the Prime Minister's signature to it, and maybe the Attorney General. So in terms of that, according to the conversation, the back and forth with a caller, the premier was saying that they have something that is presented to the prime minister, which the one that he sent over to meet a particular deadline, timeline, and he's of the view that he don't think that any going back to parliament would stop it, and I am not reading into it because let's say if the prime minister and maybe the attorney general signed on to it, then it would have been like no way you could have reversed it. But for the fact that they have not signed on to it as yet, because it would take all signatures, including the premiers, but parliamentary sitting would probably proceed because it's like according to the constitution they would have the prerogative to go to parliament and do it. So it is very interesting where that is going. And then there's an organization from Nevis that really weighed in on the matter. And it is good though that the prime minister would not allow his sovereignty as the prime minister of St. Kitts and Nevis to be curtailed and to be shrunk in terms of a state within a state. And that aspect of the legislation, the SSZ, need to be struck out, need to be revisited, and whatever they come up with, it needs to protect the people's patrimony, the bottom line, protect the people's patrimony, because it's like we're not against development. The Four Seasons is a kind of test to Nevis's development. We would like to see more of that nature on both islands. But the people's patrimony and the visions can develop their lands by attracting persons and the like. And so, and it seems like the deadline for the land acquisition is going to be on probably April the 16th or thereabout. So we have just about a month before that deadline expires. And with all of the back and forth, time is a fast approaching. So it is interesting. You meant to say something, Joy?
No, I was listening.
No, we're just listening to what you're saying.
Yes. So
you mean time is fast approaching for the deadline to be met?
For the land acquisition.
Okay.
And if that time is expire for the land acquisition, because they have some of the lands and some of the lands they don't have to really fulfill the whole overall project, and persons are reluctant. Then at the same time, according to Olivier Jensen, the general public of Nevis, St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Kitts and Nevis, was not aware of how early he started to maybe had this conversation via a third party to make acquisitions of the land they acquired, the pricing for those lands. People are resented that they got like railroad of even the price. Had they known that what this land probably would have gone towards, they would have said no. And the pricing and all this. Even if some of them are willing to do it, to sell land, they was railroaded out of the pricing.
But
so
the premier did say
revisiting all of that, and coming up with an amicable market price, maybe some of them will agree on. But for now, it needs to be struck out. It needs to be revisited, start all over scratch when it comes to the deception of these people having to give up their lands, not knowing what the lands was going for, and not even getting the market price for those lands.
Because he did say nobody was being forced to sell their land and that people could ask for what they want. The premier had said that. So you think people are still Sold their land for next to nothing?
But the premier is saying that, and it's contradicting what Olivia Jensen said. That's the contradiction. They're not on the same page. So palatable, in a palatable way, the premier is saying that because the premier is a premier. He is also an astute lawyer. He knows how to speak. But according to the interview with Olivia Jensen, it's totally contradictory to what the premier is saying. Yeah. So it's like they needed to be on the same page. And the Nevisians, they're not trusting Olivia Jensen, but Olivia Jensen has been honest in his approach. More honest so than the premier in his approach to the general public.
Because he did say on the show the topics that he did ask them to bring it to the fore early.
Yes, and they did not. And so he find out now, hey, I'm going to come, speak, and be frank. If I got to do damage control, I'm going to do damage control. Nonetheless, he was being frank. So I can give him kudos for that, Oliver Johnson. You know, because he realized he had was to step in. Similar. I need not go there. I need not go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he realized he had was to step in to salvage anything damaged, any, salvage it, whatever, to stop the hemorrhages, because the government, the NIA started out wrong, and then when the lady disclosed it in the town hall meeting and everything started to come to the fore, the visions realized that their work would be foisted from them, taken away from them. And if you can do the comparative analysis between St. Kitts and Nevis, Nevision has already been empowered with land. That is why it was always said that Nevis was the breadbasket of the two islands. We just gone out of sugar in 2005. They was given their lands, I remember in the 1960s, when sugarcane used to come down on those Sakara boats to the factory pier, to be crushed here on St. Kitts. I saw that. I grew up in Newtown, right on the coast. I saw all of that. So, yeah. Nevisions can rest assured, even though sometimes their voices need to be louder. We are a laid-back people. And I will add this, Joy, before I go. I will add this. With the flight that is taken in Dubai, those in the upper echelons that can afford a condo there and buy a condo elsewhere, there's going to be an influx down here. I'm seeing it. There's going to be an influx. If it's going to be an influx, we welcome the influx, but let it be for the right reason and for in terms of decent investment, that our people don't lose their patrimony, we don't lose our ethics in terms of what we are as a people, and we welcome the influx, but for the right reason. At the end of the day, we don't have a state within a state, investment in the country, small businesses are established, and all of that, and money are interjected into the economy. I'm all for that, but not an influx to deprive Nevisions of the land, and then it cascade over here to St. Kitts, and deprive us of our lands down here as well. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you very much, caller. The cascading down into St. Kitts according to the caller. I think everybody is sitting and waiting and watching to see how this plays out, because I'm suspecting two things will happen. One, there may very well be further applications for other similarities in Nevis, maybe not to the magnitude of 11%.
This was just going to ask to go where?
And two, that project starting in St. Kitts and also further expanding. And again, I am just thinking, I'm wondering if...
So what if it expands? What will it expand to over here?
I don't know, maybe your parents, your grandparents, whoever your neighbors might be asked if they will be willing to sell their lands and make it available for this project. But one way or the other, I think it's a tremendously learning opportunity for us as Kittitians and Nevisians, the way the whole thing was handled. And it is setting the road for what? Once the law is in place, you go into Parliament or whatever, Whether it's 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 100 years, God's pay, I don't know. It means that the foundation has been laid, so the model is developed. So another set of people from Russia, Qatar, Ukraine, Gaza, I don't know.
But see, I don't think the development is the problem. Is what the development wants to be, and that is what I think people are concerned about. Why do you want to live amongst us, but you don't want to abide by our rules? Everybody else that has development on the island, they abide by the rules of St. Kitts and Nevis. They didn't say that, oh, we want to do our own thing over here and that and that. They are abiding by the rules.
I think also part of the challenges, and you're correct, I support that individual autonomy, exclusive for that area. But I also believe that the way it was done, the rollout, the breakout, I don't want to use the word deception. Maybe let me use lack of information, especially timely and especially in advance time. Because from what I'm remembering, when the news broke about all of this, everything had basically already been signed, sealed, and almost delivered.
Well, we ain't sure about that because people are still being called.
Well,
because we saw when the town hall come out and people are saying, oh, people are being called and asked for this and asked for that. And as the premier would say, if you're called and you don't want to sell, then you just say no.
And that is a fact.
But then it looked bad on his part when he was asked and he said he don't know anything about that. And then it looked like a Bill Clinton moment. I didn't have any relations with Monica Lewinsky, and then he came back and he had to tell the truth. I had relations with Monica Lewinsky, because eventually he had to tell us, yes, this is the case, but the lady said it before. You could have just told her, yes, it's something in the works that
but
you're not able to. Thank you for finishing my sentence.
This moment.
Exactly. It looked very shady, and the fact that when the gentleman was on the topics with the two gentlemen, and he said, but I asked them to bring it to the people. I asked them to bring it to the fore. So
you can't blame the developer.
No, because he asked them to. And he wasn't mincing words, and he wasn't hiding what he said. We have a caller? Okay, we lost that caller. Caller, keep trying.
And I don't know. I'm really hoping we don't see something like this developing, not only in St. Kitts and Nevis, in other countries, because...
But it hasn't. It has flopped. I think something like that is either El Salvador or Nicaragua, but I have to get that correct.
It doesn't help.
No, it didn't work.
The lack of transparency, the speed at which, lightning speed at which things need to be done, because...
But the lack of transparency on whose part? Our leaders' part or the developers' part?
Well, you mentioned that the development first basically take it to the people.
Yeah.
This caller might have you. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Island Tea. You're live and lively.
Yes, good morning. Africa made an important point. We look at the war in the Middle East and realize that our neck of the woods might become more attractive to people with high net worth. The fact that stability is certainly important, and the fact that we're right under the belly of the U.S. Might suggest that, well, we're kind of safe, a kind of safe zone. So it's ironic in the sense that, yes, oil prices may go up, and that is going to affect us. But at the same time, there's an opportunity opening where you may have the CBI, which was on its death knell, so to speak, may become revived. So that
revised in what way?
Well, like I said, people who are considering investing in the Middle East, in Dubai, living there.
Oh, and coming here.
Well, look elsewhere, yes, and elsewhere, the elsewhere is probably a good bet for over here to be the elsewhere.
But can we hold all those elsewhere folks? Because what if now, with all the war that's happening there, these people that have passports decide, let me go to somewhere more peaceful because I can't handle what's going on here? And if they come with more money, how would it be for us? Because if they come and decide, okay, I'm coming with my passport, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. Because as you rightfully said, we're peaceful down here. Nothing is happening down here yet. And we pray that it never happens down
Exactly.
here.
And the
Well,
thing about it is, we over the years we've been, what's the word? Uh, I think Carl Astafan would have said it. We are people who have been going. When we don't go to the Caribbean countries, but other Caribbean countries. We are receiving countries, other Caribbean countries coming to us. But won't it be a matter of time before we become another Anguilla, another St. Martin, I don't know, another St. Thomas, where we are extremely populated. Our density become a small
Okay.
countries like these, but so heavily populated.
Right. And that is why, when we hear of things like, well, we're underpopulated, we have to be very careful with statements like that because, the ideal really is, especially for sustainability reasons, is for you to have low density population, okay, living in good condition, good environmental conditions, everything being taken care of. And when you have highly populated areas like cities, they come with a lot of problems, trust me. Okay, and do we really want to go that route, or do we want a nice, stable, we want to be able to see green areas and so on, not no
Just high
concrete and
rise.
steel everywhere and high rises and those
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Oh boy.
Right? We have to decide on that, and I don't think we've had enough discussion on exactly where we want to see St. Kitts and Nevis in the future insofar as that is concerned. Or, as you just suggested, Biff, if people decide that they're coming back, is there any preparation for that? Have we actually looked at the possibility that can happen? I know the premier in Nevis actually made reference to the fact that we have so many passports, it was 50,000 or something like that in a short space of time, passport holders, and people not making any noise about that, but they want to make noise about the fact that 10,000 people, families are going to Nevis. So it's in a strange way he's using that example to suggest that, well, Nevis can do it, But there's a group in Nevis, civil society or something, a group there that actually tested our freedom of information legislation. And it was interesting that they were rebuffed by the premier. How could the legislation, if you have freedom of information legislation, and a citizen group challenge it and ask for information, something is wrong if the premier can just say, well, we're not going to give you that information with some scurrilous reasoning behind it. Okay? You either have it or you don't. You can't tell me that you have something on the books that say you're able to get this information, and then somebody higher up decide, well, you're not getting it. Something is wrong, radically wrong there,
Yeah.
And lastly, with regards the deadline that is fast approaching, I guess that tells us why there's this desperation to get it passed quickly. Otherwise, those things that were mentioned in terms of, well, the people are going to now say, well, I want a better price if the deadline passes. Those kinds of things come into play,
And
So it is going to be interesting.
And the words from the premier that the laws cannot be changed, or put another, whatever, even if the laws are to be
Can it be
changed,
amended?
can amended, whatever, the agreement has to go through on the, as it is right now, before any amendments. And of course, that's his area.
Yeah,
He's a
'cause-
law.
But he said
Yeah, but
he said they can't vote. He not padding up there with 10,000 people to say they can vote. And Mr. Mack, I was to tease you. How you have him tying you up the other day about Christoph Harver being an enclave?
he tried to say that it was an enclave,
And it's
I told
not.
him it isn't.
And it doesn't have. It's abiding by the rules right here.
Yeah, that's what
It may have a bit of
he was.
hiccups, but they're
He
abiding
was
by the rules.
adamant. He was adamant that it's an enclave. He then changed it to, well, if you don't like enclave, community,
Community.
right? The fact is,
I heard you
it is
too.
okay, right. The fact is, it's different to what they're planning in Nevis. And the fact is, that, like I said, they're trying to sell a pig in a bag. People don't know about the project details of the project.
Yep.
How can they be informed about it? How can they make a decision as to whether it's good or bad for Nevis? And you keep that on the wraps. That arouses suspicion. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, because it's obvious that the federal government is not yet comfortable, not even with their own legislation, right? And that legislation itself, despite what the Prime Minister might have said, it is very suspect. It sounds as if, when you put that together with the fact that Premier Brantley said, asked a question why the development couldn't proceed without the SSC legislation. He said the developers wanted it. This in writing this legislation initially, and now that the federal government has had time to look at it, they may be having some second thoughts or looking at changing the legislation to, as the Prime Minister said, strengthen it.
Yeah.
And that is causing problems, I think.
Yeah. The keep back.
All right.
All right. Thank you for your contribution as usual.
Indeed, and would it have been much different? Could it have been much different if the necessary communications and meetings and education were to be done?
I think if it didn't come out as it did, like a hearsay, it might have gone better. I was away from the Federation for a few years, so I do not know. And in my younger days, I was not paying attention to what other developments would have, what would have happened to other developments like the Marriott, the Park Hyatt and stuff. I don't know if people knew. As I said, I went into radio stations. I went listen. I didn't like news because I just think everything was bad news. So I don't know if, because he made mentions of projects over here, and sometimes it sounds as though I wonder if we were informed as to what was going to happen with Park Hyatt, what was going to happen with the Marriott. As I said, I didn't know. I was younger then. I wasn't paying attention to these things. So if you know, Biff, or if anybody else know, maybe they can enlighten me, because life is a learning curve every single day. So I don't know. He makes mention to those things, but people need to know. That's why they had so many town hall meetings. And as the Premier would have mentioned, they had the meetings. Every time they have the meetings or the town hall, he takes back the concerns to the developers. But the people are still saying no. They don't want it.
And I am getting the impression, I have been over Nevis physically for some time, that the temperature in Nevis seems to be that we really don't want this thing. And that puts everybody in a monkey pants, as we have another caller, Cartensia.
Yeah. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Yes, just an FYI about the question you asked. It is true that we've had developments where people don't know the details. You know, for instance, that a hotel is being built. You know that some development is happening, but they don't know. They're not aware of the details. They're not aware of concessions and those kinds of things. Okay, and that is what Mr. Brantley pointed out before. Why then should this be any different? Okay, but the problem is, as we found out later, well, maybe the document was leaked, the agreement was leaked, but as we found out later, the one for Christoph Harbour had some very objectionable clauses in it. Okay, and similarly, the one for let's say Fort Thomas, nobody knows about what agreement there is for that either. And so, but the point is, if these were the practices of the past, there's no reason for them to continue like that, because we see what problems they can cause for the future, right? So come out now and tell people what it's about. If it's really good, then it should sell itself. The project, whatever project, should be able to sell itself. You don't have to do these undermining, what do you call it? These, some people say bribery, some people say
encouragement.
On the table deals,
Yeah.
et cetera.
Well,
There's no need for that, because people say, "Wow, this is going to be great for
I want to
work."
be a part of that. I support it.
Right, but they're keeping this thing under wraps. You got to ask why. You got to wonder why. Yeah. Okay then.
All right, thank you
All right,
so
thank you very much, sir.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Buster! We run things, things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Not an in charge, like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste, Buster, bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster, live in full color.
Buster!
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us. And we're back on Island T. It's just about 43 minutes after the hour of 8. And Troy, I know you're a good sportsman. I see Iran will not be attending this year's World Cup. Just to segue a bit from local topics.
That is not surprising, Cartencia. And you declare war on me and then...
I can't hear you.
Sorry, you hear me here?
Yeah, but you're low.
I don't know. That is not surprising.
Yeah.
Because you declare war on my country and then you expect me to come to your country. When I come to your country, what will happen to my players? Do you guarantee the safety of my players and my officials?
As the communique read, the leadership is unstable, and as you rightfully said, you attacked to my country.
So what is not to say, well, you're Iran? Okay, let's take all of you and put you all in jail, give you jail sentences. Come on, I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
And, well, I haven't seen the comments, but I've seen the reaction that the president is not too happy. We have a caller.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
We may have lost. Yes, we lost the caller. I mean, what do you expect to happen, Cartencia? That goes without saying. To me, Iran took long to say we are not participating. And there's the element now how FIFA is going to deal with it. I suspect the next ranked team may very well be approached. I don't know if they are approached. Would they be prepared in a position to participate? But perhaps I don't know. But the way these things are playing out all over the world, and
too much is going on, man.
yes.
As I said every morning, and I think it's past. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Yes, there's just one other thing that I wanted to bring up. And yes, you got to remember that the U.S. expected this war with Iran to be very short, something like a Venezuela, you know. And so by then everything would have, been glossed over, and Iran would have had the government they want, the U.S. wanted, so they'd be welcoming, But it hasn't turned out that way. So that is where I think the problem came in. But the other thing that I wanted to mention, at the Prime Minister's Roundtable, it was revealed that part of the Bastia High School is being built.
You read our minds. That's our next topic. Go ahead, though.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, being built in Barbados.
Yeah, I see a lot of hoopla and hooray going on about that because people are saying the local persons won't get jobs, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. That's giving Bajans, or power to them, Bajans job.
But I was told the person is actually from here. Is that true? Do you know?
The PM did say that the person who's building is from St. Kitts and Nevis and has a business here in St. Kitts and Nevis and also in Barbados. I think that is what I heard.
Yeah, but they're going to be using our money for you to. You can build the same prefabricated stuff here. I mean, I guess it's concrete and steel stuff from what I saw being loaded into a container, right? There's no reason that can't be done here because I know a lot of people were looking for our local builders to be employed on that project. If not using existing building methods, even if it's a new method, I can't see why they would be doing it in Barbados and then shipping it here. That seems extra cost, an extra cost to me. So I'd really like to hear an explanation of why it was done this way, especially since apparently we are funding it. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. But there's a song by the late Jimmy Cliff. There are more questions than answers. and it comes back down to transparency, Hortensia. If we come forward with information in a timely manner, without this rush, and just before everything seems to be signing off, wouldn't that be better? I think all parties, well, the public, I believe, would be a lot more comfortable, more well-informed. It gives you time to dissect information, digest it.
Maybe they say, okay, I'm not covering for them, but just like what's happening with the SSE, maybe if you tell the people what happened and they're gonna, as the Premier said, then what do you want me to do? So if our Prime Minister share the same sentiments, and I know he didn't say these words, these are my words, so what should I do? Should I not? The project is already on the way. Should I tell the person now bring everything to St. Kitts and do it when it's already started that way in Barbados? But I don't know why we touted transparency. So that means we're going to let you know what is happening. But then we don't let you know what's happening until it's happening. And then you have people talking and making you look bad. Because when you don't speak the truth, which sets you free, you end up telling a lie and people don't believe in you. And do you want an electorate that believes you and are going to back you up irregardless? Or do you want an electorate that's slowly dwindling? And I'm hearing a lot of people saying, I ain't voting again, I ain't doing this again. And I'm concerned. I'd be like, boy, look how much people that said they voted for this government not going to vote again. The average person would tell me, oh, you have nothing to be concerned. There's nobody to oppose them, et cetera, et cetera. But We see how table turn.
But that is not the issue as well. If I am in charge of an entity, an establishment, and I'm not doing a good job, is it is it good enough for you to just sit back and not say anything and just not, if I'm have a supermarket, just not buy from me, per se?
You mean if you're doing a good job?
If I'm not doing a good job, isn't
No,
it better
but
to
you
say,
have to speak
"Boy,
about
babe,
it,
if I
but-
don't like this because your place is not this, you only your products outdated, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I like feedback, eh?
Yeah,
Good,
but we
good,
have
bad,
to
or
hold their foot
indifferent.
to the fire. But when they're gonna come and say we're gonna be transparent, and then they're not telling us things until the time. So now that it's on its way, we know now part of it will be shipped from Barbados to do whatever.
I'll ask a question, Cartencia. How many persons in St. Kitts and Nevis, Kittian Division, even living abroad, would have ever thought that that would have been the arrangement before it was said? How many persons?
I don't think anybody
I
thought
don't
about
think
that
so.
because everybody expected to be built ground up from
jobs,
here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The jobs and the opportunities.
Yeah.
And so
But tell the people.
So the question is, well, there are questions. Why is that being done? Don't we have the resources here to do that?
Maybe because of the type, maybe not. I'm just gonna be the devil's advocate. Maybe not, and maybe because the type of materials that is required for the school to look the way it is presented to us in the presentation, it has to be done that way and then brought here and assembled. Because we see
Couldn't
we
it be
had
bu-
fe-
couldn't it
we
be brought
have
here
the
and assembled here?
prefabricated buildings over in Frigate Bay that were transported on the trailers, and now we see them standing tall over there in the Calypso Bay area. So maybe it's something like that. The same thing's going to happen for the Bastille High School.
Couldn't they be assembled here, brought here in pieces from wherever part of the world and assembled here? If they had to be built in Barbados,
But it's being built there, and then it's going to come here and be assembled here.
I don't
So you
know.
just wanted them to be built and assembled here, right?
Yes, and
I get that. That's what I'm understanding.
Well-
But we weren't told that. We are being told that now that the project is gonna get on their way. And I'm saying maybe if they said that before, then they could have gotten the feedback, and then they in the end they're the one that makes the decision, so they could make it anyway. But at least they could say, y'all knew this is what was gonna happen. Don't have people talking behind your back. Well, not really behind your back, in front of your face blatantly, because everybody has a say. But it doesn't look good.
And the thing about it, assembled, I would have thought, without anybody telling me anything, in my ignorance and my being very naive, that lumber and concrete and cement and steel gonna happen here. Of course, yes, you're gonna import the doors.
Maybe some of it
the
will.
doors and the windows. But just like how the courthouse was built, just like how CFBC was built, that is what, just like how you'll build a house, you clear the land and then everybody come in, you dig the foundation
Yeah.
and you start running up the blocks and steel
Yeah.
and whatever, and your plumbers and your electricians. That was my idea, my perception of what would have been happening with Bastille High School.
Yeah.
And because my plan was to go up there and look at the workers and now and then take a little picture of the action going.
Well, they still have to do the foundation, but what is going to be on the foundation is being built elsewhere to come here to be assembled.
And I guess that is what makes it a state of the art. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm saying. Maybe we don't have the facilities to accommodate the building of the pieces that they're building now. The individual in Barbados has it, so maybe that's why those pieces are going to be done from there. But maybe the foundation has to be done from here.
But even if it's going to be cheaper to do it that way, and I suspect...
Is it really cheaper?
I don't know.
Because what happens to shipping and all of that? How is that cheaper?
Six of one thing, half a
We
dozen
don't
next.
have the facilities. Let's look at it this way, Biff.
But
We
still,
don't have the facilities.
when the idea was being sold, all of that should have been incorporated, because
and that's what I said.
I don't
Let
believe
the
it's
people-
last week.
Exactly.
that
Don't tell
they
me
said, hey,
no.
let's build it in our name.
Yeah.
And especially since that topic has always been a sensitive area, because even now, I'm not too certain Kittitians and Nevisians are quite comfortable with the school being built there. I don't believe we have gotten over whatever the issues are. And talking about that, Cartencia, I was speaking to a gentleman who was on the brink of divorce, but he didn't know. Why? his wife, who worked at Basti High, she started developing, and I don't want to sound gross, sores all over the body, including internal parts.
Oh, wow.
And she thought that the husband was cheating on her.
Oh, boy.
So she was in this space and she was crying because he was getting to her. And another lady working in the same establishment came in and, hey, Hortensia, what's going on? And she cried and she said, well, boy, I believe try cheating on me, because X, Y, Z, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And then the lady said, girl, no, that's the same thing happening to me.
Oh.
So it was a real thing that these things were happening at the Basti High School as opposed to, well, and for whatever reason, I think I don't know if it's what didn't get the levels of respect that it should have gotten, but the secrecy and the downplaying and things like that, playing with people's health. And I spoke to persons who said, why, every time I go to the school, it's like I had headaches, I couldn't breathe properly. I want school done and I go home, I feel so much better. And even when the transformation was from here to where the school is, all of a sudden, poof, it's like poof, everything just got better. So there seem to have been real issues, real situations there at the Basti High.
Wow.
And I don't know, Hortensia, but it's...
But what was it? What caused that, and what was it built on? Because that's my alma mater. I went to school there. I never had a problem there at all on the fifth form block.
Well, perhaps it is. I don't know. I know there was and again, I'm not an expert. I know I heard that something about the possibility of leakage of the chemicals into the soil over a period of time. And schools, you got sulfuric acid, whatever nitrate, and ammonium chloride, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And when these chemicals mix, they bring about different reactions.
Oh.
And that may have been the case, because I know way back when in the argument, some persons were saying, hey, yes, and I don't know if that's going to be done now. You need to excavate, go 6 feet, 8 deep, take out all the soil or whatever, move in, bring in new soil, etc.
Or maybe they're not going to use that.
Soil.
Maybe they're going to, probably they dealt with that and they're not going to go over on that part.
Well, I don't know, because I haven't seen the plan, and we have a caller.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you guys. Good morning to you and Biff. Thanks. Good morning to the listeners. Yeah.
Morning, sir. Morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, Biff, man. You see what you just did, man? You're like a genius this morning with this discussion here. I started listening to you, right? And I was just about to say, yo, let me put this into like a relationship issue. And you spinned off, and you did exactly that. When you throw a relationship thing in with that husband and that wife, it's funny, but it's not funny, because personally, man, somebody can suspect something, but they don't have to be right. Here is got a wife gone as far as accusing or thinking that her husband is cheating on her. And that may not be the case. That is a very, very deep scenario. You know what I mean? You don't want to be wrongly accused in a relationship. The next thing you know, your relationship gone in the drain just like that. But people's personal testimonies is very important. I know you're not a doctor, but you brought up a good scenario there. And I'm going to just give a personal example, right? Me and a friend was out, we was doing some work and stuff like that. And we picked up some bullets, right? And we put the bullets, and we was riding around. I'm the driver. He's the passenger, right? And we put the bullets in the van. And, I got sick off of the fumes coming off of the bullets. Okay. But he didn't get sick. Viv, I started feeling like I'm going to vomit, like I'm want to throw up. You know what I mean? The fumes off the bullets affected me, but it didn't affect him. So people's personal bodies react differently. And sometimes we just can go according to like experiences. You know what I mean? Your experience is not my experience. And
exactly.
When people have like personal of testimonies, that's always sometimes can go on. And I'm happy that you bring that scenario in, and we keep the discussion going. And I'll leave my comments here and come back in later.
Thank you very much, caller, for listening, and thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
That's a good point, Hortensia. What affects me may not affect you, and vice versa. And I don't know. I don't know. And I believe in life. I'm not saying I'm any knight or white as snow and shining arm, knight in shining armor, but isn't it the responsibility of persons, even in businesses, to be truthful to your employees, your staff, whoever and whatever, as
Your
painful,
consumers as well.
as painful as it may be.
Yeah.
And to me, over that develops trust.
Yep.
Because you don't want, for whatever reason, every time Biff go on the air to talk, oh man, me ain't study Biff, man. Biff gon' chat nonsense and Biff ain't telling the truth. And I talk about football and that's the case. I talk about cricket, that's the case. I talk about a good experience I had at a supermarket. Nobody gonna listen to me because, oh man, Biff is a waste of time. I can't trust Biff. We don't want that situation, especially when it comes to electorate. And this seems to be something throughout the world. I don't know if maybe when politicians, once I decide I'm going into politics, all of a sudden, whether it's the water you drink, I don't know, a special drink or special food. I don't know. And I really want, back in the 80s in Hortensia, I said I would get into politics, I said I would contest the Sandy Point seat. And a few years after, when I realized how Kititians were thinking, the thinking is, why, Biff, once you go in, I gonna want a piece of land in our house, and my son and my daughter and my uncle and my brother and my sister, and that wasn't my type of politics. My type of politics is, even if you can't say, I know you don't support me, I know you support the other team, I'm going to provide for you still.
Yeah.
Because you need to send your children to school, you need to be able to pay your bills, you need to put clothes on your back, and you need to put food on the table. And at the same time, another person, whether they register to vote or not, I'm going to support that person because he or she is a Kititian or Nevision.
Yeah, but the ministers too might say some things are better left unsaid. What you don't know won't hurt you, but you said you were going to be transparent with me. And and you mentioned relationships. That's how relationships work. We have to be trustworthy to each other. We have to be open, even if what we have to tell each other might hurt. And I see many people say they had conversations in their relationship. Tell me this. If it's going to hurt me, it's going to hurt me. As I said, you have the big stick. And I don't mean the big stick in terms that you could beat us down, but you have the last say. So tell us, and then you do what you need to do, because you're going to do what you need to do still, either way. Good morning, calling you live on Island T.
Yes. You see how easy it is to fall back to where we were. And I'm referring to the fact that, as you said, things can affect one person and not the other. If we don't, I don't know, have we really had closure on that side?
You mean
that's the question on the Basley High School side.
Yeah, that's why I was just saying maybe they won't you be using that side, but I'm not sure about closure.
And that's the thing. God forbid you start to build or you finish building, worse, you finish building, and then things start happening again. What do we do? You know?
But you wouldn't think they would do due diligence before starting to build, very well knowing that a lot of money is at stake, because this time to mash up a state to add is problems.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, if we don't know exactly what caused the problem in the first place, we're speculating and saying that, well, it's something in the soil. You know, we don't know. That's what I meant by closure. Experts should have said categorically that place is now safe to build, right? And we should not be at this stage be saying, well, let's try something. I mean, you know, whatever that something is, and then find out later that we've done some error. The whole thing was so toxic toxic, well, not to use a pun, but, you know, it caused so much of a stir in the country. Essentially, a government, you can say, fell over it, okay? That you wonder if it was not being safer, more reassuring if another site was chosen. Huh?
I think so. A lot of persons would have been at ease. And because, like you mentioned, and while I was speaking, I was thinking, well, hey, have we really had closure on that?
Right.
And it's a good thing you came in, Mr. McMahon, and mentioned that, because I was thinking that. And I don't remember, and when I jog back to that whole discussion, somehow I am remembering there was some talks about, I don't know if it's right to say experts, but entities came in to test, etc. And they were inconclusive. I don't know if some persons were saying A when some persons were saying Z.
I actually remember they went back and reoccupied, and then they had to leave again. So
the experts or the school?
No, the experts came in and essentially cleared the school, whatever they did with the school, okay? So it was fit to be reoccupied. But symptoms came back again, apparently, and they had to leave again. You know, so that's when you look at things like that, you have to wonder if are we really doing the right thing here? Maybe it might have been a site that could be used for something else, maybe a parking garage or some other something else.
I don't think it should be used for anything, because you don't know how quick things can hold on to stuff.
That's a question I was going to ask.
Yeah, you park there, then I hold on to your car. You go to your house and you suddenly start feeling sick. You don't know what happened until you figure out is every time you go in your car, you have a problem, something stuck under your car. Because how many times do we take a thorough wash under our cars? Nah. That part should be cordoned off and never used again.
At the very least, though, maybe they should not be using the footprint of the old school. Go on the other side, perhaps, or where the playing field was.
Yeah, it looks like they're on that side. From the video that I'm seeing, it looks like it's from that side mostly that they're going to use,
Not where the auditorium was.
No, that part looked like it's going to be cordoned off. I really hope... Listen, I'm going to try to see if I can get an expert in here to talk about that.
Yeah, but you know, it's interesting how easy it was to come back up to that point, the point where the whole discussion of what happened before, you know, and we really should have been over that. You know, everybody should have been comfortable with the school going back there, and no questions being asked. Instead of hoping that, well, the problems don't reoccur further down the road again. That would be a disastrous waste of time and money if that happened. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks very much, Carla.
Okay, we're going to go to a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors, in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WinFM.
Heritage matters to me. Heritage matters to you. Join me, Percival Hanley, this coming Friday and every other Friday at 10 a.m. to 12 noon for Heritage Matters on Win Media SKN 98.9. Heritage matters to me. Heritage matters to you.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time. It's tea time. Whatever time. It's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
And we're back on Island Tea, just about 13 minutes after the hour of 9. We are expecting Dominic in studio. Hopefully he gets over here pretty soon at the 9:15 mark. If not, whenever he gets here, we will get into it. So as we continue along, to touch a little bit of the international news. I know I already spoke about Iran not attending the World Cup, but the new Ayatollah, that's the son of the leader that was killed, says most of the U.S. have 24 hours to close all its military bases in the Middle East, or he will bomb all of them. He also tells the Gulf states, kick the Americans out or else. I didn't realize his wife and children were killed along with his dad. I just thought it was his dad.
I heard basically his entire family.
He's furious.
And
oh my gosh.
They have already, their culture and their way of thinking already.
Radical.
Yes. Never mind these. And what I find about them, they seem extremely unforgiving when something happens to family.
Yeah, all of us are like that. How do you feel when somebody messes with your family?
They seem to take it to a different level completely.
But you just come in and take my family, I should be cool
I'm
with
not
that?
saying they're wrong, Catencia, but I said that to say, well, with what he is saying, he ain't bluffing.
No, it's been proven. It's happened already. We see Dubai took a hit. We see Oman, everybody's taking a hit. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island Tea.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Hey, same to you.
I'm here thinking, regarding the school with the things being shipped, was there any timeline as to when it's gonna start? like when the school can actually start. Because I know they said they're shipping the stuff from Barbados. But what I find is so much things. I want to believe that that thing gonna function just like the East Coast housing. And why is it that the government just sending money out? Like local contractors, all you need is a plan. Local contractors can build a school. You got good plumbers home, good electrician. You hearing me?
Yeah, we're listening. We're listening before we respond.
And then I just find that it's so much of things starting. It's like just whetting people's appetite and not really on the menu. Because with Carlton to come, this lot of groundbreaking, it's just disgusting now. And if there's nothing really to be said, it's better to just shut up. Because so much of thing, nothing, like there's a famous blogger, no real injection in the economy, nothing really going on except maybe music festival come June. It's like, I don't know.
Well, seasons is going on.
And then
It's
next
just
thing
for
I
it to
see
be
something
signed.
about mental health. Something they're going to go, something may read it too good. I see something on Facebook something about some mental health, dealing with mental health. It's like, I mean, sometimes maybe the Prime Minister could just, like, get that, like, some committee, let certain people deal with certain things, because I think he's taking on too much. The ministry is already big, you know, and he just come to the media week after week saying the same thing over and over again, and it's just disgusting.
But he's not in charge of the school. Maybe he's just updating us on what is happening in his administration. But remember the Honorable Jeffrey Hanley.
It's true, but it's like too much. When is this Ritz-Carlton going to be built?
Not sure, ma'am.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I hope Miss Henry doing good. I ain't here for a while.
Yes, yes. You know, every morning I wake up.
While she on the down low. I wonder if she missing Queen. Please come in.
She actually called in. She called in on Monday.
Oh, she called on Monday.
Is it Monday?
But on
Voices.
On Voices, okay, because I haven't heard her for a while on Island Tea.
May hear her while on Island Tea, because I know she usually like these hot topics.
Yeah. Every morning I wake up, I say, when I go to work, I have to remember to make a shout for Miss Henry and see if she will come on the show, make sure she's okay. And every time I get here, my mind floats off and I
Journey
forget.
this morning.
Or maybe Journey left for work early.
Yeah, me hearing this morning.
Or maybe you're calling on Voices or something.
Clear, I'm awaiting your call. Come in, Clear, come in.
Clear, probably busy baking up or cleaning up.
Maybe the tea ain't hot enough.
Oh, Lord.
The other day she say it was lukewarm. Maybe it's... But it'll get hot soon. But
right.
I'm listening.
All right, thank you for your contribution.
I was to ask how the weather is in her neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah, for real. Listen, these things done. It's funny that you and I thinking alike. I was to say, how is it this morning? Because I know they're not storming, but I don't know if all the snow has departed just yet.
This going back to before the caller, and with the war in Iran, and I think this thing may very well go on a lot longer than persons may be expecting.
And the man say you don't start no one and tell me when to cease fire. You mad man. He gonna do as much damage as he wants.
Tell me don't retaliate, and I can't understand those things. They're beyond me, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I see people in Israel were screaming when the cluster bombs were coming down because you know Hezbollah fighting with Iran now, so that's more problems for Israel and the U.S.
And when you're told that the streets are safe, and then 3 ships are going to be blown up in the streets and things like that. I mean,
I see a Palestinian ship was escorting an energy vessel just to ensure that it gets across the straits. But then I saw a Chinese vessel or a Malaysian vessel was one of them that were hit. It's just a lot. And then I see now India is being drawn into this because they're saying India is helping the U.S. So it's just everywhere you look in the world is problems. We can't wake up one morning and everything is just flowers and roses and smelling good.
I remember, Cartensia, decades back, there was a gentleman from Lebanon working here at Cable and Wireless, and we were speaking, and he said, if any morning you get up, 2 things, he said, if any morning you get up and you don't hear any bullets flying, something is wrong.
Oh boy.